Hey everybody, welcome back to our podcast. This is going to be episode number 11. Wow, I can't believe we reached 11. It's a new thing for me, so I'm very, very excited. And I have some really Beanie stuff for you today, so let's dive in. Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, so hi, my name is Sandra, also known as SandraStitches. I'm the designer here in the channel, and you can find all my patterns on Ravelry. But this is our episode number 11, and today I have some updates about my latest work that I was telling you in the last episode, my latest work in progress, this shawl. So I finished it. And also I want to talk about two new patterns that I made for beanies, and I want to talk a little bit about sizes and a little bit about beanies. And I want to that we will go over these two new patterns that I just uploaded and I just designed. And also I want to tell you about a very, very new product that I have, which is a crochet designer's project tracker. We'll talk about it at the end. So let's get started. I think we are going to start. First of all, my voice is a little bit off because I have a cold, and so I will be drinking my tea here. I have, I don't know how you call it in English, but it's called Louisa tea. It's leaves, kind of leaves tea, and it's really good for me. I like it. I drink it every day, especially when I have a cold. And yeah, so let me drink a little bit before I start, because I really feel like, having a cold. So in the last episode I told you about, we talked about this shawl. So now it has a name, and it's called the Salma shawl. Now we talked about the color combination and the fact that I only had two skeins of this yarn, this green yarn, that I called it the Sergeant yarn color, and the green one was done and finished, and I didn't have more skeins of it, but I had this brown latte mocha, same yarn but different shade, and I incorporated it and made just one side, because I decided that I will not make two sides of it. I thought that I will maybe make another side here with the mocha, and then somehow attach it to this end, because this pattern, it has a direction, right? These clusters, these are two together double crochet clusters, so they have a direction, and I cannot attach here and start in the different directions. So I thought maybe I will find any method that I could attach, crochet this part besides, not together, and then join it. But I didn't find any method that I liked, and also I thought, you know what, this is going to be a color block shawl with only one part in this latte, which is not half, it's much less than half. I think it's even a quarter or something, and the main part would be the green. interesting. Now, I was thinking maybe to add fringe, to make it like longer, but not because of the length, but I thought maybe if I add fringe to this side in the mocha color, it will be more, you know, symmetrical with the colors. But then I thought to myself, you don't like so much fringe, and also why not to be unique? And you don't have to be symmetrical all the time. You don't have to do everything that matches. It can be something different. So this is it. I stopped thinking about it and I just wrote the pattern, uploaded it to Ravelry. So if you want to grab it and you want to make this exact same shawl wrap, so of course you can make it any color you want. You can make it one color, you can make it 2, 3, 5, whatever. But this is my decision about the colors for this wrap, and I'm very, very happy with it. And I think it's going to be a really nice pattern. It's very easy to follow. It's kind of intermediate level because it has all kind of stitch combinations, and not very difficult, but you know, you have to be a little bit more than just beginner to know how to do this two pieces together cluster and then join them all together, and you know, all kind of things like that. So this is my project that I finished. I finished it this morning. I just weaved in all the leftover yarns and made my decision to not continue it and not add fringe and not make the second part, but to leave it like that. Took some photos which came out quite nice. You know, I'm not a model, but this is what we get. Maybe later on when my business grows and I can afford it, so I will hire a professional photographer and my photos will be better, but it's okay for now. And yeah, so this is the Salma shawl wrap. Now, in the meantime, I wanted to do some beanies. I don't wear beanies, but my daughter asked if I can make some beanies for her, her husband, her child, and I said, you know what, why not? I do have some hats, beanies and hats patterns in my Ravelry shop, but I wanted to try a different method, because usually what I did was, you know, start with a brim and then make a circle, join the brim, make a circle, and then go round from bottom up and then decrease at the crown, which is not such an easy thing to do. It's not difficult, but I wanted to do it different. So I wanted to start a new pattern, making it from top to bottom and without brim, without the brim at the end. So I looked around and then I came up with this beanie, and look at it. It has some parts. The beginning starts from the top. You can use the magic circle, or you can just do as I do, 4 chains and close it to a circle, and then I use the front post double crochet to give it a little bit of texture here, and then started going round once you reach the size that you want. Now this is called the seafoam beanie, and it has mostly front post double crochet in the pattern and single and I think it has a little bit of half doubles as well, but it's mostly from post. Now I looked and now I want to tell you about the yarn. The yarn here is what's going on here. This is the yarn I used. It's called Signet, Deluxe Signet Chunky Yarn, and it's 100% acrylic, 100 grams skein, and 156 meters per skein. I like this yarn. It's a simple yarn, not very sophisticated yarn, but they have really nice colors, and it's very affordable, and it's very easy to use. And also because I was looking for, you know, to make a beanie for my grandson and my daughter and her husband, so, and they are very active, so I thought it has to be something that they can wash. So acrylic, I think, if you think about the washing aspect of the yarn, so acrylic is a good choice because you can put it in the washing machine in 40 Celsius and it's fine. Nothing happens to it. So this is the color Seafoam, which I really like, and then I call this beanie the Seafoam beanie because of the color. But then I wanted to take a look. Where is my measurement? I didn't bring my measurement. So one moment, I will bring my measurement tape because I really need it for what I want to talk about. So here's my measurement tape. And I looked in the, in the Yarn Council website, where they have all the standard measurements for everything in yarn related, crochet and knitting. And I found out that there are measurements for the crown of a hat or a beanie, measurements of course for the circumference, and measurements for the height. Standard measurements. So it reads here that for a teen adult, I'm talking about teen adult, small size, so you need between 19 and 20 inches circumference for the beanie. I want to see how much we have in this beanie, because I didn't measure it. I just, by the eye, how we call it here. So I want to measure my beanie and see what is the measurement here, because I'm feeling it's a little bit. Let me see. Okay, we have 21 inches. 21 inches circumference for this beanie. That means that this is going to be, the small size is between 19 and 20, the medium size is between 20 and 21, and the large size is between 21 and 22 inches. This is the circumference for your hat. If you're working a hat, so this is the standard measurement. The height, it's around 7.5 to 8 inches for the small one. So let's see how much we have here. And okay, it's 7.5. We have 7.5 inches. Yeah, 7.5 inches height. So if we have 21 inches circumference and 7.5 inches height, it's around between the small one and the medium size, this beanie. So the next time I'm going to make a beanie, I will definitely look at the sizes here that I wrote down and think about it, because I want them to be in a standard measurement, so you know it can be good for anybody. And if I write a pattern, then I can be more precise with the sizes. So this is one of my beanies. It has this crown of this part is called the crown. So the crown is a front post and then front post here, around the hat. It's very easy to make because you start from the top and you increase in the crown, and then you just go rounds and rounds without increasing, and you finish with a single crochet round. Of course, if you want, you can finish with a brim, you know, a brim that you can work at the end. There is a special method to do that. This is one of the beanies. I made another one and I want to talk about it because it's very hard to see. And this is the reason why I made it. I haven't finished yet, but I had this yarn for ages. It's a yarn that I found in a wool warehouse place here that I think they buy yarns from, you know, out of stock or I don't know, whatever, at very, very low prices. It's called Aniela. I tried to look it online, but I never found anything about it. I have no idea where it's from. The label says it's 50% wool and 50% acrylic, and the shade is number 4, and it says that you can wash it at 30 degrees Celsius. It doesn't say anything about, it says knitting or crochet between 6 and 7 millimeter hooks, so for knitting, and it's 100 grams per skein, and it has 160 meters per skein. Now, it's such a busy color, right? You see it's variegated and it's very, very, very busy. And it has this kind of, I don't know if you can see it, this kind of metal, shiny, I don't know if you can see it, metal, shiny color in it. The gray is kind of shiny metal. It's not even gray, it's a light kind of gray with a little bit of lilac in it. I thought it was very beautiful when I saw it, and I didn't know what to make with it, and it's ages in my stash. And then I said, okay, why not a beanie? It's, you know, it's very soft, it's very nice, but so busy, so busy. So I decided to make a really, really simple beanie with it because it's so busy. So any texture that you give the hat, it won't show. The only thing I did the crown, just double crochet, and then I did a little bit of front post here, and then I added, if you can see it here, it's I call this a small puff stitch. It's a very, very simple stitch that you can add to anything you're working on, and it gives a little puff, a very, very small puff stitch to your work. But it because it's so busy, only if you look at it really, really close, so you see all the details. If you look at the beanie from, you know, far, you cannot see anything about it because it's such a busy yarn. So I don't know. Let me drink a little bit of tea. I don't know if this is a good one or not, but yeah, I like the color, I like the shape. It's really, I have to weave in my hands. It's really soft and nice, but you have to like it. Like, you have to get used to such busy yarn. I still have, I think this took me one skein, almost one skein of yarn, so it's around 160 meters of yarn. I have two more, this one and another one. I don't know, maybe I'll make a matching scarf, you know, very, very simple stitches scarf to go with it, because so busy yarn. What do you think about it? If you have any ideas for this yarn, this is your chance. But this beanie is really nice, and the pattern is of course in my Ravelry if you want to grab it. And this small puff stitch is really, really simple, and it always gives such great texture to anything you add it to. So this is about my beanies and the two yarns that I used recently. Yeah, this is what I have left for this chiffon color, the chunky edition. So I don't know, we'll see. It will probably go into something else, you know, or something very, very small, because this is all I have left. It's less than a skein. It's 3/4 of a skein, something like that. So this is about my crochet works for this week. I want to introduce you, if you haven't heard about it already. I uploaded to Amazon a crochet tracker planner, crochet project tracker planner, notebook, however you want to call it. I called it the Crochet Designers project tracker, because I was looking for something for myself as a designer, to track down my designs, to track down my work. But of course it can be for anybody who crochets. It doesn't matter if you design patterns or you crochet for yourself, it's the same. This is for 22 projects. I will show you the pages inside, and it's for sale now for $5.99. I think it's a great Christmas present for, you know, if you have somebody who loves to crochet and you want to give them with something nice, something different. So this planner tracker notebook, it's a great addition. And as I said, it's for sale for $5.99. It's the lowest price of these notebooks anyway. I really just designed this for myself, so I uploaded it to Amazon, and because people said, "Oh, I want one too, I want one too." So I said, okay, so I put it in Amazon, and now you can buy it there. So you have the first page, of course, to say who it belongs to, but for each project, which is the main reason for this tracker, you have all the information, place for all the information that you want to put in, such as the name, when you started, where you publish it if you are a designer, because this is for designers, all the yarns that you used, all the information about the yarns. I have 3 different yarns for each project, 3 different places for 3 different yarns, and then the hooks that you use, the multiples of the pattern, the gouge, you know, everything you need. And then if you are a designer, or if you're just taking a pattern that you bought from a designer and you are maybe making changes, or maybe you are adding things or whatever, or you want to sketch and make you know, a little sketch of your project. So there is a place here for a sketch, and there is a place here for the yarn labels. You can staple them here so they don't go missing, and you always, even though you have all the information of the yarn here, you can also staple the yarn labels here if you want. And then you have 2 more pages for each project. One page, it's about the rows. Maybe you want to specify each row when you're designing, or when you're crocheting, or when you're thinking, or when you're changing something. And then notes that you write to yourself, and another page for notes. It can be anything that you want to write down about this specific project. I know many people, you know, write down in sticky notes like me. Here it is, my sticky note that I wrote down about the measurements of the beanies, and then you put it somewhere, or and you have a notebook, and you have another notebook, and you have another planner, and maybe you're using some digital app or something, or notes in your phone, and then you have parts of every of your project in many places. So for me, I am a very digital person, but I found out that for patterns, I have to write it down, and write it down with a paper and pencil, and not digitally. I don't know why, but this is much better for me, and I feel more confidence, and I feel more that everything is in one place. So if I'm looking back to my patterns, I can go back and say, okay, I have the name of the pattern, the project here, and I have everything that I want to know about this specific pattern. This one is blank and empty because this is the one that I use to, you know, to promote it. But if you will look at the one that I'm working on, so it's all, you know, written down. So this is my new planner. I call it tracker because it's really, you track your work as a designer or as a crocheter. As I said, you can find it on Amazon. I will, of course, put the link in the description box so you can purchase it, gift it, whatever you want to do with it. I think this is it for our 11th episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay calm and crochet, as I say. I want to say that I am posting twice a week episodes. Sometimes both of them will be podcast episodes, and sometimes there will be a podcast episode and then maybe a crochet and relax with me with music episode, or maybe a tutorial for something I want to you know, make a tutorial about, maybe a stitch, maybe a pattern, I don't know. I haven't done tutorials yet, but I'm thinking about it a little bit and see if I can manage to do them. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you back in our next episode. So stay tuned, stay calm, and crochet, my friends.